In a world devastated by an apocalypse, Juliet drives through desolate lands, desperately searching for anything to help her survive. Among abandoned vehicles, she checks every nook and cranny, even the gas tanks, but finds nothing useful. Undeterred, she continues, eventually stopping at a gas station armed with a gun, hoping to find food. Disappointingly, she discovers empty shelves. Suddenly, the ceiling shakes, and the growls of a monster named Reaper echo from above. Juliet, in her car, contacts her friend Harry, part of her survivor group, explaining her low battery and the intent to take a shortcut back to their base. During her drive, she spots an abandoned RV, and upon closer inspection, finds a severely wounded man. Armed with her gun, Juliet confronts the man, demanding to see his wound and inquiring about the Reaper. The man discloses that he's locked the creature in the RV and points out cans of food inside. Despite the man's plea to end his suffering, Juliet conserves bullets, asking him to uncover his wound. Entering the RV, she battles the Reaper, causing the vehicle to shake. Despite the struggle, she successfully defeats the creature with a shot, finding the man dead but collecting supplies. Continuing her journey, Juliet, while looking at a picture with a guy, gets distracted as the wind blows it away. Trying to catch it, her car veers off the road, flipping multiple times before landing upside down. Fainting, she dreams of a pre-apocalyptic life, recalling a rainy day at an art gallery where she met Jack, the gallery owner and the guy from the picture. Jack noticed Juliet's lack of understanding of art and, finding her amusing, shared a drink while explaining the beauty in paintings. Back in the present, Juliet wakes up to a fractured leg stuck in the car seat. It's dark, signaling the imminent threat of Reapers, and her gun is out of reach. Attempting to move her leg proves too painful, so she tries to use the radio with a stick and wire. Unfortunately, her makeshift tool breaks before retrieving the gun. As her current struggle continues, a new memory begins to unfold, taking her back to a time when she spent an evening with a guy named Jack. This memory reveals Jack's kindness when Juliet was beaten up. He didn't judge her, cleaned her wounds, and offered his support. The flashback then shifts to Juliet going to a bar with a random man, ignoring Jack's presence. Later, Jack discovers the man paying Juliet for some substance, leading to an awkward situation. Juliet, upset, continues her journey, with Jack persistently following her, eventually reaching a shady neighborhood. Juliet buys more substance, confirming she's a dealer. Jack shows up again, and despite Juliet's attempts to push him away, he insists on accompanying her into a building. Inside the building, Juliet has to pay another dealer to enter her apartment. Jack realizes how financially challenged Juliet is and offers his help, but Juliet rejects his assistance, asserting she's not a charity case. When Jack refuses to leave, Juliet grabs an injection, revealing she's also an addict. This revelation prompts Jack to leave. Back in the present, with a broken leg and pain, Juliet improvises a cast using items from her car. As she attempts to fix the radio to call for help, nobody responds. Suddenly, a Reaper approaches, prompting Juliet to hide in her car. In a desperate move, she throws the radio out of the car, distracting the Reaper momentarily. Hearing Harry's voice on the radio, is forced to throw it away. The Reaper follows the sound but gets distracted by a noise in the distance, allowing Juliet to replace the bullets in her gun. Juliet reflects on another memory where Jack showed compassion after she was beaten up. The next morning, they had breakfast together, and Jack recognized Juliet's need for a fix. When Juliet attempted to leave, she found the door locked, and Jack insisted she stay until she was clean. Angry, Juliet started breaking Jack's things, but he responded by hugging her and sharing a kiss. Back in the present, Juliet, using glow sticks to check for nearby Reapers, notices a strange noise. She throws the glow sticks in various directions, discovering a Reaper on top of her car. Acting quickly, she shoots the creature before retreating into the safety of her car. waiting for any further threats. Suddenly, the Reaper surprises Juliet by pulling off the window cover from behind. Terrified, Juliet tries to escape, but the Reaper grabs her leg. In retaliation, she starts the car, pressing the accelerator to hurt the creature. The Reaper runs away, and Juliet attempts to shoot it, but she misses. While she's looking outside, the Reaper sneaks in through the opposite window, growling and startling Juliet into shooting it. After the Reaper runs away again, Juliet tries to fix her radio, but her hands are shaking and she's run out of alcohol to calm down. Another flashback unfolds, revealing that Jack and Juliet became a couple and moved to a new house. During the move, Jack touched Juliet's face to make her smile, and he mentioned a room for their future children, making Juliet uncomfortable. Back in the present, Juliet fixes the radio and contacts Harry, telling him what happened and asking for help. However, the connection is lost after Harry mentions something about a beacon. Searching the car, Juliet finds a box with a beacon and decides to activate it. But she needs to read the manual first. While working on it, she recalls the day she discovered she was pregnant. The couple was overjoyed to see the positive result. But sadly, 9 months later, the baby died during labor, leaving them with an empty nursery. In the present, Juliet successfully activates the beacon and barricades the windows just as the creature returns. When the Reaper sees her through the windshield, it moves to the window, and Juliet pushes down the cover with her feet. Frustrated, the Reaper starts hitting the car. Juliet receives a call from Harry, who reassures her they'll rescue her soon and reminds her to use light on Reapers. However, Juliet's flashlight is broken. Suddenly, she hears a noise and discovers that the creature has broken the windshield and is now coming after her from the front. Thankfully, Juliet can now turn on the headlights, scaring the creature away. Afterward, she calls Harry, who delivers bad news they won't rescue her until sunrise because it's too dangerous to venture out at night. This triggers another memory, revealing the tension between Jack and Juliet after the loss of their baby. Eventually, Juliet ran away from the difficult situation. Jack found Juliet after their argument, and a heated discussion ensued. During the confrontation, Juliet admitted she wasn't keen on having a child, and Jack pressured her into it. In frustration, Jack walked away, intending to take the subway alone. Blaming Juliet's former addiction for the baby's death, Jack broke up with her. Back in the present, Juliet hears an engine nearby and starts honking the horn to attract attention. 2 men on a bike approach, and one offers to help. However, it turns out to be a cannibal with sinister intentions. As Juliet struggles to defend herself, the Reaper returns and intervenes, dragging the cannibal out and crushing his skull. The other man flees on the bike, leaving Juliet to witness the Reaper feeding on the body. In another flashback, following the argument, Juliet went to a bar to drown her sorrows, ignoring calls from Jack. On TV, she learned about a chemical attack at the subway station, resulting in over 30 casualties. An unknown caller informed her that Jack was hurt, prompting her to rush to the hospital. There, she discovered Jack's inability to speak but still communicated through gestures, expressing his love for the first time. Jack made Juliet promise never to give up, leading present Juliet to reconsider her situation and put down the gun. Determined to keep her promise, Juliet grabs a flare and 2 gas containers, leaving the car. She douses one container with gas, lights the flare, and waves it to attract the Reaper's attention. As the creature approaches, Juliet shoots the container, causing an explosion. However, the Reaper escapes just in time. When Juliet looks around, the creature suddenly appears behind her, causing her to drop the gun. Terrified, Juliet tries to fend it off, but the Reaper grabs her wounded leg, making her bleed. Desperate, Juliet reaches for her gun, shoots the creature twice, and it falls motionless. In a moment of grief, Juliet recalls the day she returned to the hospital to find Jack gone, having died. As the morning arrives, the Reaper starts moving again, But Juliet is out of bullets. The creature climbs on top of her, but instead of attacking, it gently touches her face. In a profound realization, Juliet recognizes the Reaper as Jack. This triggers a memory of the day they met, where Jack spoke about fate bringing people together. In the present, Juliet hugs Jack, confessing her love for him. After reloading the gun, she puts their heads together, choosing to end things and journey into the afterlife together.